This is the Sony ZV-E10 II. This is a really great camera for both photography and video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you the controls and also the menu system. Just a quick overview of the camera though. It's got an APS-C size sensor, it's capable of capturing great photos, 4K resolution video, and it's all in this really nice compact package. You can purchase this as a body only, or indeed you can purchase it with the 16 to 50mm power zoom lens, which has got optical image stabilization in it as well. There's a little control on the side here for zooming in and out. There's also a control on the top which allows you to zoom in and out as well. Let's turn this on. So we've got a little rocker switch on the top here which allows us to turn the camera on, and you can see the lens protrudes out the front. I've got the lens cap on. I have also got an additional lens protector on here. You don't get that included with your purchase. And then when we zoom using this rocker, we can zoom in and out. We can also zoom using the controls on the side here, and you can see that the lens does move very slightly when you're zooming in and out. Let's have a look at the controls across the top here. So I've already shown you this zoom rocker here. This also acts as a magnification tool when you're viewing back photos or video on the screen. We've got the on-off rocker here as well. And then we've also got the shutter button just here. We've got a dedicated record button for starting and stopping videos. We've also got this background defocus button, which allows us to get that nice sort of blurred effect in the background. This works in video mode very, very well. We've also got a control dial on the back here, and we've also got a switch just here which allows us to change between photo mode, video mode and slow motion. We've got a really good built-in microphone. We've got a hot shoe, which is a really smart multi-interface shoe. This allows you to use this with a selection of Sony accessories. Things like microphones work great on here because it draws power from the battery inside the camera. We've also got some shoulder strap mounts here on the left and the right, which is nice to see. And if we have a look on this side, we've got 3 covers. Let's take a look under these covers. We have got the top one here which has got a microphone socket and USB-C. USB-C can be used for charging the battery inside. We've got a little door just here, which is where you're going to put your memory card, and this takes full-size SD memory cards. And then we've got another flap at the bottom here, which reveals a headphone socket for monitoring your audio, and also an HDMI. This is a micro HDMI socket. Quick look at the bottom of the camera. Got a threaded mount for a tripod. And we've also got a door there where the battery lives. On this side here, no extra doors, just a really nice grip. Very, very nice indeed. And then we take a look at the back of the camera. So if we open up the screen, you can see we've got a fully articulating screen. We can change this to all different angles. We can even pop it all the way back round onto the body of the camera. We've got this nice display on here as well, which is where we're going to access our menu system. This is a touch screen as well, but in addition to the touch screen, we have also got some buttons down the side here. We've got a menu button, which of course takes us into our menu. We've got a function button. We've got this dial here which we can rotate to make changes, but you can also push it in various directions, and this is for things like changing the display, ISO, exposure compensation, shooting mode, etc. We've got a playback button for reviewing back what we've recorded or the photos we've taken. We've also got a trash can for deleting content off of the memory card. And then, as I mentioned earlier, you've got this nice display. At the moment there are icons down either side which shows us the mode that we're in. We've also got an audio indicator on the top left here. We've got a battery indicator on the top right, and our current settings here, things like shutter speed, aperture, etc. and ISO, all down the bottom edge. Let's take a quick look in the menu. Let's just go back out to the top menu at the very top here, and this is a My Menu setting where you can basically save your favourites. We've also got settings for the quick menu. So if we go across here, this is where we can make quick changes to things like frame rate, aperture. the picture profile we're using. We've also got a second quick menu as well, where we can make further changes, and you can add to this and create your own one if you want to. Then we've got video settings here, because we are in video mode on this top switch here, and this allows you to change things like file format. We've also got the actual resolution we're recording in. We've also got access to the slow motion and time-lapse settings, log shooting, proxy, lens compensation, a really fully featured menu system. We've got media settings, file, shooting mode settings, shutter, audio recording. We've also got timecode settings, image stabilization, zoom, shooting display, marker display, and also a shooting option menu as well. We go back down to the next menu across. We've got exposure, exposure compensation, metering, white balance, color tone, and also zebra display. Then we've got some focus settings for the focus mode, area, subject recognition, focus assistant, and peaking. And then we've got a playback menu here as well. We'll just go through these quite quickly. These are all the various options for when you're playing back recorded content. We've also got some network settings, because this has of course got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. We've got various streaming settings for using this as a really high-end webcam. It's really going to up your video quality if you do a lot of live streaming. We've got Bluetooth and wired LAN settings as well. And then the very last menu option here is your main sort of camera settings. We've got area and date and time. We can also customize the dials and buttons, how the touchscreen works, also accessibility, and some monitor settings as well. And if we go down even further, we've got power settings, sound options, external output settings, and also setup options. A really great and easy to navigate menu system here on a really superb camera. This is so configurable, and I definitely recommend, if you're looking for something that's great for both photography and video, you check out the Sony ZV-E10 II. If you want to pick up one of these for yourself, please do check out the links down in the video description. I got mine from Clifton Cameras. I use them for pretty much all of my photography and video related accessories. I can highly recommend them. There's also some other links down in the video description as well. If you enjoyed my video, please do hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, of course, and I'll see you in another one very soon.